Let's get more on this from Ahmed Mitchell. He is the National Deputy Executive Director of the Council on American Islamic Relations and joins me live now from Atlanta in Georgia. Thank you for being with us on the program. World leaders over the last week have called on Israel to stop its onslaught on Gaza, but today they killed more than 85 people, which leaves many asking, what good is the UN if it's unable to stop an act of genocide from happening?
Look, the Israeli government has been out of control, not for the past week, not for the past year, but for decades. They have violated numerous UN Security Council resolutions. They have flouted international law. What's really happened in the past 2 years is they took the mask off. They stopped even pretending to care about international law or civilian life. In fact, they made it clear they don't care about Israeli life. That's why numerous Israeli hostages, including some waving white flags, have been murdered by Israeli occupation forces in Gaza. And so the end of this genocide has always been clear. It would take Donald Trump changing his mind, deciding that he's had enough of the violence and that he wants to get a deal that frees all the captives on both sides and ends the genocide. And it would take Muslim and Arab governments finally putting their foot down and saying, enough is enough. We're going to take concrete action to stop this. I understand that the president has offered some sort of new proposal that might be different than what has come before. If so, that's good news. But the proof is in the pudding, the devil's in the details, as they say. And so it's not yet clear whether or not this genocide is truly going to come to an end in the next few days.
Right. But along with that 21-point peace plan that you mentioned that's been put forward by Trump, and over the last week, the amount of international pressure that Israel has been put under, especially with many Western nations recognizing Palestinian statehood, is this going to push Israel to finally accept some sort of a deal?
To be honest, I don't think the Israeli government cares about international pressure from Western nations. I think the only thing they care about is brute force and U.S. support. Now, no one's obviously using force against them. Normally, when a country's committing genocide, you have international peacekeepers sent to stop the genocide. They're not afraid of that happening. And so I think the only thing they fear is an erosion in American support. American support is critical to their maintaining this genocide. And so that is why so much attention here in America has been placed on President Trump and President Biden before him, because they have the single-handed power to stop this madness. So the pressure is helpful. Don't get me wrong. It's good if Western nations belatedly speak up. It's good if Muslim nations, Arab nations speak up. The flotilla is a noteworthy and laudable goal. But at the end of the day, the pressure has to be on the President of the United States to stop funding this genocide. And only then, when Donald Trump says enough is enough, do I believe Netanyahu will truly stop.
What about the public pressure on Western governments for them to do more to stop Israel? What are some measures that we can see the likes of France and the UK take moving forward if Israel doesn't accept some sort of a deal?
Look, it's positive that France, the UK, and other nations are recognizing a Palestinian state, but it's very belated and it doesn't change anything on the ground. They should have joined many other countries in recognizing the state of Palestine long ago. And to do it now, at the point when the Israeli government is making clear they will never allow a Palestinian state, it's an empty gesture. And so what the Western nations have to do is impose sanctions on the Israeli government, just as was done to South Africa decades ago. They have to stop transferring weapons and weapons parts to the Israeli government. They have to stop providing military support to the Israeli government in the Middle East. Those concrete steps will help increase the pressure on the Israeli government. And again, leave them with no other backer other than the United States. And again, hopefully, God willing, sooner or later, President Trump will realize that this Israel first foreign policy is not what America wants. But again, Western nations, as long as they keep sending the weapons, these empty gestures of recognizing the state of Palestine are nice, but they're not going to stop the genocide.
Indeed. Ahmed Mitchell, thank you so much for being with us here on TRT World and sharing that insight with us.
Thank you.